Hey guys, it's Mrs. Schutze here, and I'm going to read you a story this week about bubbles. This book is nonfiction, which means it's informational. It's a book that's going to give us facts about bubbles. The book is by Mark Weekland, and it's called Bubbles Float, Bubbles Pop. With a puff of air, bubbles appear like magic. Shimmering, they float through the sunlight. Do you know how bubbles are made? Every bubble is a round pocket of gas. Like balloons, bubbles trap gas within a thick skin. Bubbles form in cold or hot liquids. In a cold glass of soda, bubbles stick to a cherry. In boiling water, bubbles sparkle like diamonds. When a bubble's skin gets too thin, it breaks. The gas inside the bubble escapes into the air. Dry hands, wind, and sharp objects cause them to pop. This picture is so cool because you can see the skin of the bubble popping. That's amazing. Bubbles always form in the same shape, a sphere. Look at that word, sphere. A sphere is perfectly round. Why are bubbles spheres? Why aren't they ovals or cubes? Well, a sphere is a strong shape. For its size, a sphere can hold a large amount of gas. You can make bubbles by blowing air into a liquid, but these bubbles pop quickly. You might see air bubbles in a fish tank. Air bubbles add oxygen to the water. So these bubbles are actually helping Nemo here learn how to breathe or be able to breathe. That's awesome. Soap lets you blow bubbles that are less likely to break. Because their soapy skin stretches, soap bubbles last longer than air bubbles. Can you touch a soap bubble? Well, to hold a soap bubble, wet your hands with soap solution. Then gently catch a bubble with your hands. What do you think would happen if you didn't wet your hands first? Do you think the bubble would last or would it pop? Have you blown a bubble with soft, gooey bubble gum? As you blow in air, the gum stretches and the bubble grows. The world's largest bubble gum was almost 2 feet. That's 6/10 of a meter across. What will happen when the gum gets stretched too thin? Oh, look, you can see what happens down there in that picture. Nature is full of bubbles. They sparkle in streams. They froth and foam at the beach. Look for bubbles wherever there is water. Some gas bubbles grow deep in the earth. They push through pools of mud. Finally, mud bubbles burst with a squishy plop. Yuck! Now the air stinks. You know why it stinks? Well, those gas bubbles that came up deep in the earth are filled with a stinky gas. They're not filled with oxygen. A spittle bug surrounds itself with bubbles. Hiding in bubbly foam, a young spittle bug is protected from its enemies. A polar bear swims underwater. As it swims, it exhales or breathes out bubbles of air. In a tub or pool, you can blow bubbles too. Just breathe out underwater. And don't breathe in. Every bubble is a tiny world. Look closely. Who is looking back from the bubble? That is cool. It's a person, and I'm guessing this is a tree. That's amazing. I know this is nonfiction because at the end it has a glossary of terms. Look, it tells me what all these words mean. Remember that word sphere? That means a perfectly round shape like a ball or globe. And then there even are some interesting internet sites that I can go to learn more information about bubbles. That is so cool. And there's the index. So if I want to go back to that page with that really cool bug, remember the spittle bug? The index tells me what page it's on. It's on page 25. So that book was called Bubbles Float, Bubbles Pop. I hope you enjoyed it.